Not only that, but he talks about the stars of heaven in Matthew chapter number 24 and verse number 29. He said, after the tribulation of those days, the sun shall be darkened, moon not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of the heavens shall be shaken. Just a couple of days ago, a meteorite hit Russia. This was the largest meteorite in over 100 years. Various estimates as to its size, from 1,000 to 10,000 metric tons. The United States NASA Geological Survey, who deals with stuff like this, says that it hit the Earth's atmosphere traveling at over 40,000 miles an hour.
The world today stunned by this image. This was debris from a meteor racing toward Earth, streaking across the sky there, crashing into the ground in those woods. And look at some of the other images emerging tonight. The cloudy trail the meteor produced, and on impact, this, carving a little pool into a frozen lake. It's the biggest meteor in more than a century to hit the planet. This one crashed in Russia. 1,000 people were injured from shards of flying glass and debris. Tonight here, we have learned there was no warning.
It hit the atmosphere, immediately began to burn because of the friction of the atmosphere, turned into a blazing star before it ever came down, scared people in Russia to death. Women were screaming. When it hit the earth finally, over 1,200 people were injured by it. It blew out windows, blew walls down. By the sonic boom, the shock of the power of this thing as it came into the earth. A star had truly hit the earth. In California, they say they witnessed the same thing happening on a much smaller scale, but they saw in the sky the fire produced by the movement of a meteorite. In Cuba, the same thing. They said they saw the same day another meteorite flying through the sky as it lit up the day.
It came out of nowhere, a bright speck in the sky, soon streaking across the horizon, followed by an almost apocalyptic scene, a blinding flash of light, and then all hell broke loose. Dizzying explosions shattering windows, knocking these office workers to the ground. These students were lucky, protected by curtains from the flying glass, and these men barely escaped the blast. In the streets, pandemonium. Terrified residents thought the world was ending. People started to panic. Somebody screamed, "The end of the earth," he says. The chaos of the meteor was captured on cell phones and on dashboard cameras of cars, so popular here in Russia. The blast was so powerful it knocked down a wall at this factory. In all, over 1,200 people were injured, mostly from broken glass. 3,000 buildings damaged, over 1 million square feet of glass shattered. Many were injured after going to the window to check out the flash in the sky. The meteor was believed to be about 50 feet wide, weighing a whopping 7,700 tons. That's about the same as the Eiffel Tower. It raced towards Earth at over 40,000 miles per hour. As it crashed into the atmosphere, it began to break into pieces, causing those booms and sending those powerful shockwaves towards the ground, rocking a zone stretching hundreds of miles away, those shockwaves causing all of the damage. As for the pieces of the meteor, one of the bigger chunks landing here, leaving that massive hole in the frozen lake.